Welcome to the Brunswick Beat,
Brunswick County's only television news show, brought to you by the Brunswick Beacon. I'm Rachel Johnson.
And I'm Caroline Curran. Just in time for Thanksgiving, local food contributions and distributions are at all-time highs. Organizers say donations at the South Brunswick Interchurch Council Food Pantry have been overwhelming. Students from Union Elementary School and Cedar Grove Middle School recently packed distribution bags for 174 families the pantry serviced, totaling 707 people who helped in a 2-hour time frame.
Everyone loves the sweet and savory side dish, but have you ever wondered where sweet potatoes on the Thanksgiving table were grown? It's possible they were grown right here in Brunswick County. Local farmers were recently recognized at the North Carolina Yam Festival for their quality sweet potatoes. Among those honored, it was Wayne Grissett of W.W. Grissett Farms. Just last week, some of his sweet potato crop was still in the ground. Read this week's Beacon to see what some of the challenges of growing sweet potatoes in Brunswick County are.
In the past 2 years, Brunswick County residents have lost more than $500,000 to scams. This week, the Beacon began a series on the scams targeting Brunswick County residents. Detective Ed Carter, who oversees the Financial Crimes and Fraud Division at the Sheriff's Office, said one Brunswick County resident lost about $300,000 to scammers. If you or someone you know you believe has been a victim of a scam, please contact Carter at 253-2777.
During the holidays, crimes tend to increase. Sheriff John Ingram offered a few tips on how to keep yourself and your family safe this holiday season. He recommends you always shop with someone else if possible. Being alone makes you an easier target. Ingram also suggests shopping during daylight hours. If you must shop at night, park in a well-lit area as close to the store as possible. More holiday shopping safety tips can be found in this week's Beacon. Brunswick County Commissioners have approved a resolution which could allow for an elderly exemption for county property taxes. A commissioner-appointed task force recommends commissioners adopt an exemption for full-time county residents who are at least 80 years old and have lived in Brunswick County for at least 20 years. The exemption would apply only to taxpayers' primary residence and would have minimal impact to the county's financial resources.
Crowd Management Group of Hope Mills recently bid $500,000 for the former Brunswick Community Hospital and the 32 acres of land on which it sits. It was the only formal bid the county received, but commissioners have said the bid was unacceptable. They then set a minimum price of $2.5 million for the 75,000 square foot facility. While the county continues to look for a buyer, the cost to keep the hospital running is about $35,000 a month. Members of the Brunswick County Hospital Authority recently agreed to pay for up to 4 months of that upkeep, or up to $150,000.
Justice for Citizens hosts an annual candlelight vigil each November to honor and remember victims of homicide, domestic violence, and drunk driving. Charlotte resident Bertie Frank created the group in memory of her daughter Amy, who was murdered in 1994. More than 100 people were remembered during the service, which featured speakers, music, and candlelighting service to remember those who have died and to provide support for those who journey on without their loved ones.
A new mayor and 3 town commissioners were sworn in during ceremonies this past Monday at Carolina Shores Town Hall. They include new mayor Walter Goodenough, newly re-elected town commissioners Joseph Prujwara and John Russo, and new town commissioner Bill Brennan. It will be up to the town board to find someone to appoint to serve out Goodenough's remaining 2-year term from his unexpired commissioner's term on the board, something they plan to do by early next year. More than 6 years ago, new Carolina Shores Mayor Walter Goodenough sat in the middle of his street in the village of Calabash and posed for a newspaper photograph to illustrate his concerns about roads sorely in need of paving. Looking back on that day, the newly elected mayor of Carolina Shores had no idea he'd someday become mayor of the town he once took issue with. He just wanted to get the roads properly paved. He doesn't believe he's changed since that day. The paving situation has improved, and he believes it's just another indication that the town is finally moving in the right direction, a trend he hopes will continue under his leadership.
A reactor at Progress Energy's Brunswick nuclear plant was shut down last Wednesday, November 16th. A leak prompted the shutdown of the Unit 2 reactor and has sparked an investigation by the U.S. Nuclear Regulatory Commission. Progress Energy says there was no release of radiation and the issue posed no threat to public safety and health. A team is investigating the incident and will issue a report. Look for more on all of these stories and much more inside this week's Beacon, available on newsstands now.
Hi, I'm Stacy Manning, Managing Editor of the Brunswick Beacon. Did you get engaged recently or married? Have you celebrated a milestone anniversary? Or did you have a baby? How about letting us share the news with our readers? You can email your social news to me at editor@brunswickbeacon.com, or you can log on to our website at www.brunswickbeacon.com. Look for the Submit News icon near the top right-hand corner of the page. Deadlines are noon each Friday.
Welcome to the Beacon Sports Report. In local basketball action, Brunswick Community College's men's team lost 69-75 to Rockingham Community College last Saturday. The game was on the line until the final seconds. The game was action-packed as the lead changed 7 times and the score was tied 5 times. The loss drops the Dolphins' record to 3-3. The team's next home game is December 8th at 7 against Lenore Community College. The West Brunswick High School basketball team opened their season at home on Monday, November 21st, with a non-conference win over West Columbus. Also in West Brunswick High School sports, the wrestling team hosted a 4-team meet at West this past week. Look for details in next week's Beacon. Sunset Beach Surf Club and Eastern Surfing Association members had a Hawaiian paddle out on November 13th at the Sunset Beach Fishing Pier. The paddle out was in honor of Chris Crocker, a fellow surf club member who died of a heart attack on November 5th. He was only 37 years old and the father of 2 children. During the paddle out, his friends and fellow surfers shared their favorite memories of Crocker. A Hawaiian paddle out is the way for surfers to pay respect for one of their fellow surfers who has died. 2 Brunswick County soccer teams won medals in the Special Olympics. During the tournament, November 13th in High Point, the Brunswick Fire won a gold medal in 5-on-5 soccer. The Brunswick Heat won a bronze medal in 5-on-5 soccer as well. Nearly 900 athletes participated in the fall tournament. Find all of these stories and much more great photos in this week's sports section of the Brunswick Beacon.
Hi, I'm Stacy Manning, Managing Editor of the Brunswick Beacon. Do you have a community event you'd like to tell our community about? You can email it to me at editor@brunswickbeacon.com, or you can log on to our website at www.brunswickbeacon.com. Look for the Submit News icon near the top right-hand corner of the page. Deadlines are noon each Friday.
Hi, I'm Rachel Johnson, staff writer with the Brunswick Beacon. Do you know of an upcoming event or a special person that you would like to see featured on the Brunswick Beat from Holden Beach, Ocean Isle, or Shallotte? If so, then give me a call at 754-6890. You can also reach me via email at rjohnson@thebrunswickbeacon.com. You can also submit news by logging on to our website at www.brunswickbeacon.com. Click the Submit News icon on the upper right-hand corner of the screen. Anything that can get my toes in the sand, I want to be there to cover.
Hi, we're out at Brunswick County Animal Shelter today with Rusty. He is a brown Chihuahua mix, about 4 years old. He was a stray found near Bowling Spring Lakes, and Nancy Powers, the shelter attendant, is showing him today. He's a sweet boy. He needs a new home. Come out and visit during the public hours, which are from 10 to 4, Mondays through Fridays. Hi, I'm Laura Lewis, staff writer for the Brunswick Beacon. Do you know of an upcoming event or an interesting person in Carolina Shores, Calabash, or Sunset Beach who you would like to see featured in the Beacon? If so, I want to hear from you. Give me a call at 754-6890 or send me an email at llewis@brunswickbeacon.com. You can also visit our website and submit news there at www.brunswickbeacon.com. click the Submit News icon in the upper right-hand corner of the screen. Let us know where you'll be, and we'd like to be there too, especially if it means that I get to visit one of the towns on my beat.
The Brunswick County Chamber of Commerce and Planet Fun Stars Grill teamed up for the first Christmas extravaganza last week. One of the highlights was an appearance by the famous Budweiser Clydesdales. Santa Claus also made a show-stopping appearance. There were activities for all ages at the extravaganza, and the Chamber hopes to do it again next year.
South Brunswick High School U.S. history teacher and Charlotte resident Heather Menzel won $68,500 last week on the hit game show Who Wants to Be a Millionaire. Menzel made it all the way up to the $250,000 question. She successfully navigated her way through round 1 of the game and went on to round 2 with one lifeline left. She used her last lifeline on the first question of the round. She opted to walk away with her winnings on question 2.
Brunswick Community College's new South End facility is finally ready for its official opening. Grand opening festivities, including a ribbon cutting and an open house, are slated for 11 a.m. until 2 p.m. next Thursday, December 1st. The festivities will be at the new facility located in a converted building on US 17 that previously housed the old Close Encounters Adult Entertainment Club near Carolina Shores. The 7,800 square foot facility will have an event center that can be rented for meetings and other events. The facility will also provide work-based assistance seminars and personal enrichment classes. For more information about the center, call 755-7404. Are you ready to rumble with a toy slam? The Civitan Fire Department will be the home of a fundraising wrestling match put on by the Dirty South Championship Wrestling and Extreme Elite Wrestling this Saturday. Doors open at 6:30 p.m. and bell time is at 7. Tickets are $8 or $5 with a donation of an unwrapped toy. Toys will be collected for Toys for Tots of Brunswick County. There will also be a food drive during the event. Anyone with questions should call the fire department at 754-8392.
That's all the time we have for tonight, but you can read all these stories and much more in this week's Beacon. If you know of a story or person you'd like to see featured on the Brunswick Beat, you can email us at brunswickbeat@brunswickbeacon.com. You can also look us up on Facebook under the Brunswick Beacon, or you can always follow us on Twitter. We're at Brunswick Beacon.
Thank you for joining us, and don't forget to tune in next week for a brand new edition of the Brunswick Beat, Brunswick County's only television news show. As we close this week's show with more images of the Christmas extravaganza, we hope you have a safe and happy Thanksgiving weekend.
From all of us at ATMC, the very best wishes to you this holiday season.